Hello and welcome to episode 27 of my Journeyman series, The Road to Anywhere. As always, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you're going to be in a good mood because it is actually quite nice at the moment outside, and you're going to be happy and full of joy, and you're going to smash the like button. If you're brand new, feel free to subscribe, go and check out all my other videos. And if you want to keep my wife off my back and make sure this channel survives, maybe you could check out my Patreon. Thank you very much. I'll find a link to that down below in the description. Now, episode 27. It's the third episode now where we're with the Holland, the Orange of the Netherlands. And I've had 4 good years. I've just played another 2. So this is 6 years I've been in charge here now. I'm in my 70s. I mean, I look ancient now. I'm in my 70s. I don't know how long I can keep going. How long can you keep going on Football Manager? So don't they kill you off? Can you be 100 odd years old and still be a manager? No, I've never tested that, you know. Maybe we can with this series, eh? Maybe you keep watching, we can keep it going. But for now, yeah, I'm still in Holland. And these 2 years, we had the Nations League to play. And of course, it was all geared towards the World Cup, wasn't it? With a team I was super excited about because they're all young. I think when we left them in the last episode, we're all about 23, 24. They're my boys as well, so it's good. Did it go well, though? That's why I'm making this video, to share it with you. So shall we share it together? Let's do it. So just for a quick recap, this was the last game in the last episode, and it was the semi-finals of the Euros. Now I was gearing towards this competition. I thought 4 years would probably be enough in the job. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I have, and everyone in the comments wanted me to go for this next World Cup, do another 2 years, and I really enjoyed playing it. It's been great, especially because I know the boys now, I know the team. Even with Regions, when I first came in, the first World Cup I played, I just picked the best players possible to try and get a good foundation, and then started building from there. Whereas now I know them all. I know all the players. Most of them have got the debut off me. I've got a great captain who's probably the oldest player in my team. One of my centre halves who's like 31. So I just feel like it's great, and we are primed to do well, especially because we've won a Nations. We've been in semi-finals of the Euros and a World Cup. I just think we're due a final of a major tournament. And we came out of the Euros now as the 4th best team in the world, which is probably fair because we've not been to any major finals. We won a Nations, didn't we? Not last one, that one before. And when I came in, we were 12, so we're climbing. Everything's going in the right direction, and yeah, it's super enjoyable. But like I said, I want to do something great. I want to get to the top of that list. Now, this was my last squad for the Euros, and you'll see I've got a couple of 30-year-olds. He's the guy I'm talking about, Fernando Adebalabalabalabalua. You'll see, look at his leadership, 20. Guy's going nowhere. He'll be 32, won't he, by the time the World Cup comes around. Everyone else is young. Now, I did something by mistake, and I'll talk about it later in the episode, which is kind of didn't help me out for a bit, and it's kind of maybe going to give us a little bit of help when the World Cup comes around. Yeah, I'll talk about that later, but I just thought I'd give you the heads up now. Before the World Cup, or any World Cup qualifiers, it was all about the Nations League, and that was the next year's plan, was to maybe try and win that again. I think we were good enough. I kind of felt like when we won it the first year, great, kind of happy days. I think we felt quite lucky with it. And then the next time we was in a bit of a transition. This time I think we were a good team. And we've got arch rivals, Belgium in the group, and Bulgaria again, who we had in the very first group I was in. Not very inventive, is it? I've had England in 2 groups, I've had Bulgaria now in 2 groups. But yeah, I was confident. I was excited to play Belgium, but I wanted to hopefully win this and build and go into the World Cup confident. So I'm going to go through the games of the Nations League. I'm not going to show the highlights for this. First game away, we played Bulgaria and we beat them 3-0. Van Driel got both goals and we got an own goal. But then it was the first big test against Belgium, a team I feel like we've been robbed of 2 finals from. I think they're our arch rival as well. So what a game. 3-2. Van Driel, whatever his name is. Awesome. The guy's a beast. Then Bulgaria came to Holland and we battered these with Bas Schmidt, another one of our good young strikers, and a former Wonder Kid as well. Also got man of the match, dominated them. Bulgaria, no offence, you're crap. And then we went to Belgium and we beat them 2-1. This is when you start thinking, Belgium are great on this game. Belgium have been to 2 finals. We beat Belgium twice in good games. Van Driel scored, Van Wyk as well. So group was ours, into the semi-finals. And we drew Italy, a team we beat before. I think it's a team we beat when we won this in the final. and we spanked him. No fear at all. I mean, my team, do you just feel like, I don't know if you do the same when you play Football Manager, even with a club, you put years into something and you do all the finer details. And I mean, I've got a good staff here as well, and I don't know, I've really made an effort. I've never made an effort like this on the international stage, and you just see the pieces coming together and it growing in the right way. So you get to a point where you just feel like no one can beat you. That's how I was feeling. So we went to the final, but did we win it? Beating the Germans. The Germans who knocked us out with the freaking Euros. Got our revenge. Van Driel, 38th minute, bang even game. We were lucky in a way, we edged it. It could have been anyone's, could have been absolutely anyone's, but it was ours. So out of the last 3 Nations Leagues, we've won 2. They're just not the big ones. I want the Euros or World Cup. That's what it's all about, but I'm still super proud, and it's something that says to the rest of the world, we're quality. We just beat Belgium twice, we beat Germany, we beat Italy. We beat everyone. It's time for us to take the top. I'll beat the top of the world. We weren't quite there. No, we've still got Germany just ahead of us by about 30 points. Brazil is some way ahead of us. They're top. Probably two of the most best teams ever in the world. If we can get above them at any time, it'll be amazing. But that was the goal. I also played 2 friendlies towards the end of the year. You can arrange friendlies still. Just go in it if you're doing it. Just get as many games as you can. You need as many games as you can. You give guys a chance, and you can play players to give them the cap, so they're in love with you. Even if they're never going to play again, they'll love you. And if you need them for that backup, it's great. And it just gives you a chance to try other players. So we played the United States at home. We beat them 2-0, and then we played Denmark at home, one of our rivals, or one of our local rivals-ish. Again, beating them. Again, giving some guys a chance. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice this. Now, I talked about the fact that I thought Holland played at different stadiums. But it seems like we always play in Amsterdam now. And we seem to at official games. When we play friendlies, we play at Final Stadium, which is pretty cool. And when I've been watching on 3D things, it looks like it's getting made even bigger. It's massive, 51,000 seater. So I don't know if this is a real thing. If you're from Holland, maybe you can tell me. But it seems like official games we play the Johan Cruyff Stadium, Amsterdam, and then we play here, the friendlies, which is a great thing, really. It'd be good if we did something like that in England, but then we have got our own stadium, I suppose, Wembley. Now, the way the calendar works, it's not just you don't just go Nations League onto World Cup qualifiers, they cross over. So by the time we got to the final of the Nations League, we'd already played a few qualifiers, as you can see, and this is our World Cup qualifying group. Lithuania, Romania, Wales and Albania. Lots of Anias. I think we should be doing alright with this. We've already played 2 games. We beat Lithuania 6-0 and we beat Romania 2-0. Yeah, we're the 3rd best team in the world. I think we're going to walk this group with ease. Now, what I want to talk about is what I did. Now, it's a long series, this, and I've been all over the world. So as I've gone around the world, I've turned leagues on and off. And to help my computer work quicker, especially as you go into a save, sometimes the file gets bigger. Then my computer's doing fine, but I had loads of leagues that I didn't need. I'm an international manager for Holland. Trouble is, I must have pressed the wrong button. Sometimes I'm doing this half asleep in bed at night, trying to get things done ready for the morning, for filming or whatever. And I didn't realise, but I turned off the Holland league and I'd left the Belgian league on, which is not very helpful, right? So I didn't lose any players, but when I went to look for new players like I've been doing every year, and I went on the teams, I'm like, why has no one got any good youngsters? Why have they got no youngsters? Because I turned the league off for a whole year. So I've turned it back on for this last year, going up after the Nations final, going into the World Cup. But when you turn the league on and off, when you turn it back on, it creates new players. And it might have created us a couple of tiny little players. But before we look at anything else, let's look at the final World Cup qualifying group. And as I said, I thought we'd boss it, and we absolutely bossed it. Played 8 and we won 8. If I can check on there for you, you'll see there we only let in 1 goal. That was against the mighty Wales away. So could not be more confident at this point going into the World Cup. It's 23rd of May, and I've just picked my 23-man squad. You do the 30-man squad, but you don't do anything, so you don't really get to look at anyone. I think you should get a friendly in there, but you can't. So have a look at stuff, see what's what. So you basically pick 30 and just have to scrap 7. But like I said, a few players have popped up, and it's not cheating, but it's just how the game works, I suppose. They're not like world beaters, but they're good, and a couple of them have been good enough to get in the team. And this is my 23-man squad for the World Cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it quickly, so you see the entire team, because I don't think you've ever seen them really well. I've showed you a couple of them, but I want to try and show you them quickly, just so you can at least pause it yourself and have a look at what I've got. And I'll mention it anyone who kind of pops up for me. But I mean, look at it just initially. I've got the age there. That's the guy I was telling you about. He's one of the guys that's come out of nowhere who I just could not take at 32. He's been brilliant. And then look, 25. They're all just ready to do something special. So goalkeeper wise, you have to take 3. This is the worst one. It's never been a strong point for us, this, until recently. This is my backup, and this was my best goalkeeper. And you might have noticed him on team sheets. He'd been playing for me for years, really. Got 25 caps, and I brought him into the team. And I used to think, if only we had a world-class goalkeeper, maybe we could win something. Now, we haven't got a world-class goalkeeper, but the computer gave me this dude. 27-year-old Carl Herder, who has been my number 1 ever since he got generated when I turned the league back on. So, I'll be honest with you, it was an accident, but I don't think it should affect it. Why does it do that? I think being Holland manager should keep the Holland League doing what it normally does. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just switching it off and not being complete. This is our backup, left back. My main left back is injured. He's not coming to the World Cup, so my backup's going to be my number 1. And this is the best. It's not one of our strongest positions, to be fair. So he's okay. This is my backup, but he's going to be the starter in the World Cup again, like I said, because of injury. He does play for Leipzig. He's worth 24 million. I mean, he's good. He's just not as good as the guy we've not got anymore. Over at right back, we're a little bit stronger, I think. This is my backup. He plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Only worth 30 million. He's a wonder kid, so he's got a big future, and he'll only get better. But the guy I'm trusting as my starter is Michael van Leeuwen, who I think is absolutely brilliant. Plays for Arsenal, worth 55 million. He's awesome. I took 4 centre-halves, and the first one is Kunst. Brilliant name. Used to be a wonder kid, plays for Marseille, and he's still a good player. Next we have Mark Leedsman, who again is a former wonder kid and plays in midfield for me quite a bit, to be fair, so he's quite versatile. Next player we have is Giovanni Menderink, who is 22, and he's kind of not a late bloomer, but I didn't notice him when he was young. He's only kind of come into the team over the last 2 years. And that's what I like about this game. It's real in a way. You have kids that progress quite early, kids who don't, and they'll bloom in their early 20s. He was one of them. He was not on my radar. Where the last couple of years, look how good he's got. He plays in Germany. I reckon he's going to be leaving them at any point because his physical, he's brilliant. Juan Fernando, we'll call him. He's 31 years old. Probably going to be 32 at any minute, really. But he's been brilliant for me. I didn't give him his debut, but he does like me now because I made him captain. And look at his mentals. You need this. This guy is just a warrior on the pitch. Onto the midfield, and as you know from my Volcano tactic, I play with an anchorman, and this is the backup anchorman. He's 25 years old. He's okay. He's a definite kind of squad player. The starting anchorman is Gert Mulder, and he's one of the players that got created last year when I turned the league back on. So he's only got 7 caps, but he is a good player. So, you know, you're not going to turn him down, are you? Onto the middle, and you might notice some of these midfielders, they haven't got amazing star ability, but they suit my tactic. There are players out there who play as an AMC who are amazing, just don't fit my tactic. There's no point in having them because they just don't fit. Players like this do the job I want them to do. Next up is Renz Bodart, who is a class player. He's world class and a former wonder kid, one of mine. Plays for Bayern Munich with 68 million. I've seen this guy go from a young player at like 18, 19 up to 25, and he's been with me throughout it, so he's one of my favourites. Now this is Rick Koopman, and he's kind of snuck in. You'll see he's only got 6 caps. He hasn't just been generated, he's always been about, but he's the kind of guy that, like I said, technically doesn't fit me tactic, and because of injuries, there's a couple of players who would have been here who can't come and needed something. So he can play as a central midfielder, so he might suit, can go out on the wide. Even though he's pretty good, he's more of a squad filler. Another player that's technically an AMC, I've never played him there. He's always played in the left wing for me and done a good job. Plays for Schalke. He is a very, very good player, even when I play him on the left. He can play there naturally, so he's probably going to be my starting left winger. Next up is Henny van Wyk, a guy I like a lot, one of my own again, who's come up with me, a former wonder kid, and he's now at Wolfsburg with 67 million quid. He's going to be battling out with this guy. who came out of nowhere last year, who was also pretty good. I think, yeah, the right wing's pretty strong. Now, I haven't got the most perfect balanced squad, like 2 players who exactly play in that position for everything. I've gone for players I know and trust and who can maybe do more things. And Jurgen van Geffin's a great player. Again, he's one of mine, and he's versatile. He's a striker, but I tend to play him out wide, and that's what he's coming as. He's coming as a wide player. Next, we've got Bas Smit. I've talked about him before. He's, again, a wonder kid from the beginning. He's 25. He's one of the 18, 19-year-olds I started out with. Plays for Man City now. He used to play for Atletico Madrid, so yeah, I mean, he's doing well for himself. This is one of my favourite players. I've talked about him. He scored loads of goals for me. Feels like he has anyway. 23-year-old Van Driel. That's what I call him. Plays for Juventus. I might have mentioned him in an older episode when he was younger. He went on loan to Inter, and then Juve bought him. So yeah, he's a good player. And lastly, we have Wouter Visser, one of the creative players from last year, who is 32. I know I was going down the young route, but he's way too good to not take to a World Cup. He scored 2 goals in 3 games for me, and he's a great leader and a great vice captain. So I just thought, I've got 2 old guys in the squad now who are both leaders. You need that, don't you? I was really, really excited for this World Cup. And here we are, it's 2050, South Africa, 40 years since the last World Cup in South Africa in 2010. And this is the group. We're in Group L with Iran and Venezuela. Was I worried about this? No. I was going to be B-team in one of them games. I won't say which one it is in case I offend someone. You might be able to tell for yourself when you see it. But before the World Cup started, I had 2 friendlies against 2 different kinds of opposition. It's what I like to do. Maybe test my team out, try as many players as I can. The first game was against Norway. How we didn't win this, I have no idea. The next game, we played the Democratic Republic of Congo. And we battered these 3-0. Got to change it up a little bit, try a few things out. But it was just all about getting a good warm-up and hopefully being okay and going into it fit and ready and raring to go. So before we start with the World Cup, and we're going to go through every game as far into it as we've got. I'm going to share every highlight with you as well. I want you to let me know, have a bit of fun. I do this on other videos. Do you think we can do it? If you're a fan of my Denton Villa series, we've kind of been nearly man recently, haven't we, in a way? Missing out too much, and I feel like I've done that a bit here. We won 2 Nations Leagues. But the semi-finals, it's all about being nearly men, and sometimes I am guilty, and I'll be honest with you, of just clicking play. And sometimes some of my good results on this game have been just by chance. Whereas with this, I felt like I really wanted to think about everything I did, everything I said, every player I picked and put on for a specific reason. I really wanted to try my best, so I was hoping it would work out for me. So what do you reckon? You've seen the group. Can we get through it? Can we go on and do it? We're going to go on a story together. We're going to go on a journey together. So we kicked off our campaign against Iran, beating them 3-1. Visser, told you, the good, might be 32, is a legend. And the centre half, Mendrick, the guy I told you about as well. Showed you them all, though, he even got man of the match. It was a freaking brilliant game. I know they're not the greatest opposition, but you want to put your stamp on it straight away. And I think we did that. We followed that up with an even better performance against a better team in Venezuela. 5-0. Visser scored 3. He wants the golden boot, doesn't he, that kid? Eh? Van Geffen scored. Mulder scored as well. You'll see Mulder, I brought him as an anchor man. I've ended up playing him in middle because Leedsman, like I said, who's a centre half, just does a good job there. It just sometimes players just do, don't they, for you? When it comes to me front 3, I've been changing it up. So if they weren't doing well, just change the full front 3, or just to give the other front 3 a game. So Bas Smit came on. Van Geffen came on, and we bossed it. Brilliant, brilliant game. But then we were going to get tested, and this was going to be the theme of this World Cup. We're going to give you an easy group, then we're going to test you. And we've got England, and I kind of myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because they are really, really good. Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't the manager anymore. I can't remember who is, but we beat him. Just goes to extra freaking time. I'm thinking this is what penalties. If it goes to penalties, we'll win because England are shit at penalties. But then we scored 2 goals in 3 minutes. Van Driel, Van Geffen, all the Vans did the job for us. And then we get Argentina in the freaking 3rd round, and we take it to extra time again. We've really pushed in the limits of our fitness, which is not something I really wanted to do, to be fair. You want to win games and play in minimum minutes, don't you? Again, I changed wingers in this game, going through it. Changed strikers around. I changed a few things. Visser scored again. Bodart scored. They battered us in possession. We were just better with it when we had it. Obviously, it was 1-1. They scored their pull them back in the 80th minute. I was shit myself. Goals for extra time, and obviously we scored in the 103rd minute. Hung on in there, got through to the next round, where we got one of our old foes, Italy, who we always seem to beat, and we beat them again. Just. It's all been just. Once we got out of that group stage, it's all fine. Freaking margins. Extra time, 1-0. I think we deserved it though. Buildup, man at match. Visser, surely on course, even if we didn't get all the way to the end to win Golden Boot. Can't stop scoring, that lad. And yeah, in the semi-final. But we've been to 2 major semis, haven't we? World Cup semi, Euro semi. Back in the World Cup semi-finals. Damn right we could do it. 2-0 against the United States of America. I'll be honest with you, they're not one of the best teams in the world. They're pretty good actually, but on this game, I felt like it was in Morocco again. Thinking, oh come on, they're going to beat us, aren't they? But they didn't. We beat them 2-0. Visser didn't actually score because I think Visser had picked up a knock. I'd give him a rest. Actually, I think I was right. Yeah, they were a bit better than us, to be fair, in my opinion. But we did the job, and we went to the World Cup final. We was in the other semi-final. Well, there was no Belgium this time, but for a little moment I thought I'd love Cameroon. How good would it be to get Cameroon? But France did a good job on them. They're a pretty good team. They've been up and down a bit, France, I think. They've gone from being good to crap. But look, obviously, they're a good team now because we're going to be facing them in the World Cup final. But how they got there? They actually started off quite slowly, drawing 1-1 with Costa Rica and drawing 1-1 with Uruguay. So I'm guessing they scraped through in second and got one of the best teams in the world, Belgium, and scraped through again. At this point you're thinking, are they that good really? I was just riding a luck. But then the last 3 games, you've beat Mexico 2-0, beat Spain 3-0, they're a great team, and then just beat Cameroon 3-0. So that's the last 3 games, 3 clean sheets, lots of goals. So I think they are looking strong. This ain't going to be a walk in the park, or was it? Let's find out what happened in the World Cup final. Well, we did it, and I'm not going to lie, I was super happy about it. I still smile when I think about it. It was a lot of fun. I played it the other night, all the way up until the late hours really. I was in bed, wife's watching Love Island or something, taped. She had taped, and I was just really trying to do it. She was moaning at me because the light was bright, but I had my headphones in. I was into this, and it was quite nail-biting. The final itself was like most finals, it was boring. In anything, we were quite lucky to get to penalties because they had way more chances than we did, and then it went to penalties, and hopefully I'm going to be able to show you them all now. And even that was a bit nail-biting with people missing penalties and so on. It was tense, but you go from crapping yourself to absolute joy. It's just a computer game with words and little crappy graphics, but it can give you so much joy, and this was amazing. I don't even know when the last time I even won a World Cup. I know I've done it before, but fuck, maybe FM6 or something like that. I mean, yeah, proud. Really worked hard, and 6 years it all came together in a World Cup win. Amazing. Before we end it, let's have a look at a few things. And of course, Visser won the Golden Boot, which I'm buzzing with. Assist-wise, we don't have anyone standing out, which shocks me. Average rating-wise as well, we've got no one in the top 4. We defended really well down there. Clean sheet keeper got on there. Distance covered, we run for England. I think you have to run for England if you play in the middle of my tactic. So yeah, I mean, buzzing. And not only that, I put Netherlands on top of the world. Brazil gone down to 3rd, Germany in 2nd, France 4th. There you go. United States, that's what I mean. They're not as crap. I know I was having a joke before getting them in the semi-finals, but they're a top 10 team. So it is what it is, man. So top of the world. So where do I go from here? I mean, what do I do? I'm 70 odd years old. I've been in the game now for 32 years, is it? Something silly like that now. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else left to do. So there we go, that's the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that freaking World Cup win and Nations win. Don't forget that I've done a double. Enough to smash the like button and maybe even subscribe if you're new. I think these 6 years in Holland have been amazing and my time is done. I've not resigned yet, but I think my time is done here. I mean, my time maybe is done in football. Where'd you go after you've won a World Cup? Where'd you go? I mean, I'd get knighted for that, wouldn't I? I'm in my 70s. I don't know if this might be the end of the road, you know. The road to anywhere might be at the end of the road. With a wall in front of me that says, retire, you old bastard. So, I need to do some soul searching, so I don't know what's going to happen. This might be the last one. I think I'll just leave it maybe, and then next Saturday, if an episode comes out, happy days, or if I get some public outcry, because a lot of people still watch this, and loads who don't ever comment, maybe if enough of you get involved in the comments, might inspire me to do something, or carry on somewhere, or go somewhere, or just keep it going. But for now, I don't know how I don't know. Maybe it's time to do something different. We'll see. I'll see how you all react. But I've enjoyed it. If this is the end, this story's been amazing. But I'm going to treat it like maybe it's not. So, yeah, World Cup winner, man. Hey? Honestly, 2 days ago I finished this. Still smile when I think about it. Happy days. So, yeah, thank you for taking the time out your busy day to watch this and just support this series. It's been amazing. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.